And we're live, Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Comic Shop Talk Live. Brought to you by Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas, your one-stop shop for all things superhero. Shop online at black-cat-comics.com. We keep you connected to the comic book community. I'm Mark.
I'm Francie.
And got a fun show for you today. It was a good week of new books this week. We're going to talk a little new comics. Going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world of comics. It's an interactive show. Want to hear from you. Want to know what you're reading, what you liked last week, what you're looking forward to next week. What's at the top of your stack. Talk about some new comics this week. But we always like to start the show with Comic Shop News. Comic Shop News. Fun and good times. Do you want to give them the Black Cat Chronicles update?
Sure. We are a little over a week in, and we're at about 63% funded, which is amazing. We got another $1,000 or so to go for our second issue of Black Cat Chronicles, Alaska's Port Chatham.
Good times. So go to Kickstarter.com, check that out. Go to black-cat-publishing.com and check out the first issue, see what's going on with the next issue.
And by request, we added a bunch of add-ons. So if you already pledged, you can add an extra print. You can add an issue of the first comic if you want, Greyfire Cemetery. There's a lot of different things that we've added and adjusted this week based on user feedback. So thank you for that. Good
times. I guess in other comic shop news, the things everybody's talking about, Loki, always talk about the latest episode of Disney Plus Nest. No spoilers, nothing to say, but man, it's so awesome and it's so much fun to watch. I love just Marvel television. I just love that there's Marvel television. And Black Widow was launched this week. Again, no spoilers. We're going to check it out.
We haven't seen it yet, Monday.
Yes, don't post any spoilers or I'll come to your house and poop on your lawn. So, yeah, we're going to check that out. That's going to be awesome.
Some people might like that.
Let's not go that far. I shouldn't have said it's an all ages program. So, yeah, Loki's awesome. Black Widow is here at long last. Everybody's excited to see the MCU back in full force. Should throw out there just a quick comment about the lateness. So books were late this week. If you're anywhere that's not the East Coast, your books were late this week.
They're just they come when they want.
Yes. So just to throw that out there, it happens. It doesn't just happen to your shop. When it happens to your shop, it happens to every shop. It's just a thing. To be really honest, as we move into multiple distributors of all of this, it's probably going to happen more and more often. So, every time this happens, a lot of retailers freak out. A lot of the fans freak out and all of that. And, I know it stinks. We're all used to Wednesday is the thing. But this week, sometimes you just got to roll with it. So just to throw it out there, hey, these things happen. Again, it's not your comic book guy. It's the way of the world. So anyway, when those things happen, bear with your local shop. You'll get your stuff. It'll show up the next day. Everybody will read their stuff and it'll be great. So anyway, it also puts a bit of a crunch on us, of course, because we got to get your books as fast as possible. We got to do everything that we usually do with one less day to do it, which brings us to our show. We're probably a little behind, probably haven't read as many things as we usually do, but that ain't going to stop us. So that's Comic Shop News. Things were late. Watch Loki and go see Black Widow because it's awesome.
And updates on the Black Cat Chronicles Kickstarter.
Yes, get your second issue of Black Cat Chronicles because it's creepy cool.
20 more days to go. On that.
Getting close already.
That's right.
The pages are looking great. You guys are really going to enjoy it.
So what do we do first?
Now on to, I've already talked too much. So why don't you start us off?
So I don't know if you guys remember, you guys and gals, Little Golden books. I love these when I was a kid. Book, which
that's the best part of a brand new Golden book is cracking that spine.
Right.
Teaches little kids how to crack those spines.
Right. Super great. I mean, lovely art.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right. There's the whole banquet scene in Haunted Mansion, if you're a Disney fan like I am. They didn't have, I don't remember, aside from that, Grover, the monster at the end of the storybook, I don't remember going back to the 70s, a lot of horror books for all ages for young kids.
No, I don't think you would have seen Haunted Mansion as a kid.
And then the other one, Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm so excited. Okay, ready? We're going to do it together. Oh, you can't hear it, but there it is.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's take
two of your favorite things. She's a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan. Any Nightmare Before Christmas fans out there? My office is you are
filled with memorabilia and collectibles. What can I this is also
that's a great page
on the show and just start reading right now. Let's check this out. Boogie Boogie and Jack Skellington, super colorful, really well done art. So little golden books.
They're so much fun. I still pick up they do Marvel ones, Star Wars ones, DC ones too, of course. And they're fun. They're fun, obviously, for the little reader in your life, but they're fun for you too. It's just a quick everybody loves Nightmare Before Christmas.
I mean, come on.
You love the movie. Take 2 minutes and read a little storybook that reminds you why you love the movie so much. Everybody loves Haunted Mansion. Everybody loves Haunted Mansion. They get a little story about the ride. Again, you remember the ride. You go through the story. It only takes a couple minutes. And like I say, the art is fun. The stories are fun. I just love little golden books. They're your first graphic novel, right?
And they're still making, like I said, they're still cranking them out. We've got a ton on our online store. We've got ones for Hulk, Black Widow. Thor,
Black Widow, Black Panther.
Black Panther. I think they had some DC superhero ones, but we might have sold out of those.
There's some Star Wars ones.
So yeah, there's all shapes and sizes. So they're not just Disney. They're all kinds of.
But you want a Haunted Mansion one, right? Come on, that's just awesome.
So great.
It's sort of like the pop thing. I love that they do it. They have a little golden book for it, just about anything, and that's fun.
And you can't help yourself. You pop one open, you're like instantly 7 years old again. It's great.
Super fun.
Little golden books, top of my stack this week.
Since why don't you show them what's at the top of your other stack? We'll just go from like one extreme to the other. I just sort of I have to admire going from Little Golden Book to
The Conjuring and Nice House on the Lake. So Conjuring, based on the famous movies, based on the real life tales of Ed and Lorraine Warren, the paranormal demonologist, exorcist, and psychic medium that went into different places like Amityville Horror, and the Enfield Horror in England, and helped to investigate those paranormal activities. So Conjuring, on issue 2 right now, there's a couple of different stories in here. It's well done. It's super creepy. I haven't watched the third Conjuring movie, so I can't tell if this is a spinoff from it or not. But the art's really great. It's dark and kind of scratchy, and lots of levels of depth and shadow in the art, and the storytelling's great. So
that looks really creepy.
It is super creepy. Yeah. So there's 2 stories in this one. Haven't read them yet.
Macabre Mail Order. Yes. That sounds fun.
Yeah. So good times were had by all.
That's DC Horror, and the other is Black Label.
I mean, come on, DC.
I didn't realize that Nice House was Black Label.
Hi, Julie. Yes. So that's my next one, Julie. See, you get me. I haven't read it yet. I've read like the first few pages, just enough to do my review this week, but I couldn't finish it because we were so behind this week. But yeah, the first few pages are great. So the first issue, total spoiler. How can I say anything about this without spoiling it? First issue, a bunch of people gather at a lake house by a friend, and at the end of the issue, you realize they aren't going anywhere. And all kinds of mayhem ensues. And so this issue picks up where we left off of now everybody that's at the house is kind of realizing what happened in the world and what they're going through in this house, and lots of crazy stuff. I'll say it that way. Lots of crazy stuff for sure.
Good title page.
Yeah. Isn't that great? It's nice. So yeah, did you read it, Julie? And if so, what did you think about it? Without spoiling it.
Good times.
But again, Tinian the fourth, cranking those out. I'm gonna get on my little soapbox. I think, just between you and us, and you and me, I think he's a much better horror and sci-fi writer than he is a superhero writer. Sorry, Batman. But I think this is his wheelhouse, is this stuff. So I'm a big fan of his horror and his Department of Truth stuff on Image as well. So
good
stuff. Good
My
times.
turn.
Your turn.
It was a huge week for me. It was a big week for us mainstream comic folks. There was a lot of books this week and a lot of top name titles this week. Amazing Spider-Man, Batman, Justice League, like I say, some of the core things. We'll get into more of that. What I really like about this week and what makes it easy for me this week is a lot of jump-in points on some of my favorite titles, like Avengers number 46. You know I love the Avengers. I talk of the Avengers all the time. Everybody loves the Avengers. That's why they make billions of dollars in their movies. World War She-Hulk, which is super awesome.
Come on.
You loved World War Hulk. You love She-Hulk. You'll love World War.
Over here.
You know there's a lot of She-Hulk fans. Speaking of Marvel Plus, she's in the next wave. Going to be talking a little bit of the next wave of MCU television. And one of them, of course, is She-Hulk. Everybody's talking about that. So naturally, they're going to push her a little into the forefront. She's been in this book for a little while. So like I say, pick up the previous arcs, as I always encourage you to do, or just jump into this latest issue. Avengers is always my favorite book, has always been my favorite book, mostly because I just love team books. I love teams books with a lot of characters and a lot going on. You just open up some random page. Here's Captain America and Black Panther hanging out. Here's She-Hulk doing some things. Like I say, I like books that have a lot of characters and a lot going on. Now, it also, a book like that demands a great writer like Jason Aaron, who's been doing a bang-up job on this book. You know him from Thor. You know him from a lot of things. He's a great team book writer because he does those things you're supposed to do. He gives everybody their own individual voice. He gives everybody a reason for being there, gives everybody a plot point and a subplot point. So whoever you're interested in makes it worth reading. And if you're not interested in some of the other characters, he makes you interested in them and makes everybody equally important to what goes on. And in team books, that's important. You don't want to just be reading about Captain America and there's 27 characters just kind of standing around punching things. I was you do and you don't. I do. I'm totally okay with that, but not everybody is. So I was really happy when Jason Aaron took over the book. He's been doing all kinds of great and crazy things with Moon Knight and all kinds of things. So pick up as many trades as you're willing to pay for, or again, just jump into the latest issue because it's tons of fun. Let's find you another little.
He needs to write some DC. That Jason Aaron bring his talents over to the dark side.
Oh, that's a little spoilerish. No, you don't want to show them. So anyway, I showed you a little art. Avengers, number 46, World War She-Hulk. Pretty sure it's only going to be going on in this book. You don't have to, it's not some big crossover event thing. But pick up Avengers because it's really solid.
Glad you're liking that book, Julie. Yeah, I'm hoping there's going to be more of the horror genre from Tinian coming out soon. So yes, great.
You want to do yours? Am I going to go again?
Go again.
While I mention Avengers, I will also mention Captain America and Immortal Hulk. Always talking about Cap and Immortal Hulk, but they're not jumping points and they're way deep, almost to the end of each of the respective runs from the writers. So if you're loving those books like I am, Cap and Immortal Hulk, if not, pick up the volume ones because you're already way too behind. So moving on. Another book I talk up all the time, and this week it's a jump-in point. Amazing Spider-Man. The backbone of Marvel Comics. This has been the jump-in point for comics for as long as I can remember. And this is your most recent jump-in point. You know, I talk about the book all the time. You should be reading Spider-Man anyway. A little like Jason Aaron, Spencer has been just ruling this book with a great mix of classic characters and new characters and new plot lines and all kinds of things. I've been talking about this book forever. If you watch my videos, you've heard all those spiels. But Sinister War is your reason to jump in now. because again, he's been bringing up old villains and new villains, and now Dr. Octopus is coming back. Any Spider-Man fan knows about the Sinister Six. There's 2 sinister groups getting together, and they're going to be fighting each other. They're going to be fighting Spidey, going to be fighting everybody, and that's really what Marvel Comics is all about, right? Everybody punching everybody. So get in on some Amazing Spider-Man.
That's awesome. That was cool.
What?
Well, I think that's a spoiler. Keep going. That's a good one, too.
That is a good one. Oh, also allows me to mention the passing of David Anthony Kraft, who was one of all times. So there's a little bit of your art. What's going on with Spidey? Like I say, everybody should be, any Marvel fan, certainly, any superhero fan should have Amazing Spider-Man on their list. And again, go back as far as you want. This is number 70. Pick up all of those Spencer trades or grab any of the previous jump-in points or blow off all of that. Drop $4 on this week's Amazing. There's an annual this week. There was a giant size last week. Lots and lots of good fun Spider-Man to go around.
Mm-hmm. Now back to horror. So anytime there's anything Hellboy related, I'm like, yes, please, I'll have some more. So this is a new little 2-shot beginning. This is the first issue. Hellboy and the BPRD. Let me show you. It's the Secret Chesbro House. Creepy Victorian seance type stuff.
Some solid art.
Really good art, great storytelling. So Mignola is kind of, he's not the writer. Oh, yes. Yeah, sorry. He's the writer with Christopher Golden, his longtime partner in crime for Hellboy. And art is by Sean McManus. And so let me show you. There's one picture I wanted to show.
It's different from what you usually see in Hellboy.
Yeah, it's a little less sketchy and a little bit more cartoony, which I prefer both. Actually, I don't have a preference, but let me see. I can't tell which would be good without being spoilery. Let's see. Let's do this one. So give that a little up close. So not as much black lining and black shading as typical Hellboy stuff, as typical, Mike Mignola stuff. A little bit more colorful, a little bit more graphic, a little bit more realistic style. And it fits. So, that's what I wanted to show you. It's the first page. Look at that art. Isn't that great?
Awesome.
Fun times. So if you're a Hellboy fan, it's probably already on your list. I always love it. I'm never disappointed in anything Hellboy. And in fact, one book that you guys no one's reading but me, I'm the only one that has it on their list, is House at... I'll grab it. You guys keep talking.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was going to be, I had a slight segue of it. If you love the Hellboy stuff as much as we do, Mignola does quite a few things that are not necessarily Hellboy universe.
House of Lost Horizons.
Like House of Lost Horizons. They do one-shots and some minis here and there. Like I say, that's dark and creepy like everything Mignola does, but just not Hellboy universe. So if you like his stuff, if you like Christopher Golden, then you're going to want to check out everything, which is partially, do I have one? Yes. And in fact, thank you for the segue. Check out this awesome segue.
Here we go.
Here's the Mike Mignola cover to Masters of the Universe Revelation. What I was going to say is, if you love Hellboy like we do, you should pick up anything that has Mignola's name on it. And secondly, everybody should have a Dark Horse book on their list, much like I talk about Image. And real quick, this week it's Geiger and Noctera. If you're not reading Geiger and or Noctera, you're missing out on 2 great books. Everybody should have at least 1 or 5 Image books on their list. Everybody should have at least 1 or 5 Dark Horse books on their list. If you don't have 1 or 5 Dark Horse books on your list, start with Masters of the Universe Revelations. Okay, what makes this book awesome? 27 things. Let's start with the Mike Mignola cover. Mike Mignola doing He-Man.
That's so right.
Yes.
And Skeletor.
He-Man and Skeletor on the cover of anything. Yes. You love Masters of the Universe like I do. Everybody loves Masters of the Universe. No, not the cartoon, the action figures that came with the cool comics inside.
Dude, I love the cartoon.
I know. I was just a little old for the cartoon and that Glee, whatever that thing was, Orko. No. And how come the only woman in the whole universe is his sister? I didn't get the cartoon. So anyway, but Masters of the Universe was awesome, and all the characters back. Okay, you want more reasons? Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith is doing the reboot of Masters of the Universe. It's Netflix or one of those 87 streaming channels. You love Kevin Smith. Everybody loves Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith loves Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith. There's Castle Grayskull. And it's mine.
But let's make it clear. Mike Mignola did not do the interior art.
That is true.
Just the cover.
And it's the B cover. This isn't even the A cover. Right. I usually almost always show you guys the A covers because that's the ones you see on the internet. It's one you see on the shop.
The interwebs.
But again, Mignola was my segue. BPRD was my segue to Mignola doing an awesome He-Man Skeletor cover.
When that came out this week, I was so confused because DC had the license for it, and I guess it's oh, you got to show that last one. Yeah, show that.
Okay, how cool. Awesome. Okay, awesome.
Come on.
Yeah, it's got kind of an animated series style because it's an adaptation of Kevin Smith's animated series reboot. Frankly, and I love the MCU. I love Disney Plus and all these things. But I will always say that comic book adaptations should be animated, or at least are at best animated, because you want your comic book brought to life and put to motion. So that's some awesome stuff. Like I say, love me some He-Man. If you don't know anything about He-Man, Masters of the Universe, any of that, then you should totally pick up this book because it is a perfect distillation of all the tropes and all the stereotypical things that you see in fantasy and horror and adventure and superheroes, all those things. There's nothing new about He-Man versus Skeletor, but it's the perfect mix of all the great stories that you've ever loved before. So if you like anything, pick up some Masters of the Universe and be like, oh, Skeletor's like Darth Vader. Oh, Skeletor's like Red Skull. Oh, Skeletor is like all my favorite villains.
And yes, Daniel, Castle Grayskull with the drawbridge, that was like the coolest toy as a kid.
We were just talking about it a little while back that, okay, just throwing it out there. Castle Grayskull, yes, is one of the coolest toys ever made. And it's one of the hardest to find and one of the most expensive things that you're going to find because every kid like me, well, not like me because I didn't get one. My dad wasn't that dad. But every kid that got one opened it, broke it, lost half the things inside. It had a million accessories inside, and they all got lost. And so, like I say, finding one in the box or finding one raw and complete is a miraculous thing. And even at the local toy shows and stuff, you just don't see them. So be on the lookout for them. There's a replica coming. I had to order one for me.
Did you really?
No.
Oh my God.
But
how old are you?
Well, because like we're talking about, I had to see those accessories again. I had to see the weapon rack, and I had to see the globe. I had to see the cool stuff. So anyway,
if y'all could see his toy room, you'd be rolling your eyes like me.
You'd be like,
what? You have no business getting more toys.
Well, where else are you going to put your He-Man and your Skeletor?
Oh my God.
So anywho, Masters of the Universe is awesome. It's back in comic form. Be on the lookout for the reboot of the animated series. It might already be out. I don't know. I can't keep up with all the streaming stuff.
I don't know things.
I'm watching Disney Plus. So Masters of the Universe, Mike Mignola cover, Dark Horse Comics, all those great things.
Yep.
You seem to have depleted your stack. So we're probably getting down on time. 3 X books like there have always been, but I've been saying you only need to follow the one you like, whichever book, whether it's X-Men, X-Force, Hellions, Marauders, New Mutants, any of the magic that's out there. Find the one that you like the art for. Find the one with the characters that you want to follow. And I mean, obviously you can't go wrong with an X-Men #1, Cyclops and Wolverine on the cover.
Can I ask a snarky question?
Sure.
In the 19 years, just about, that we've had a store, how many X-Men #1s have they done?
Well, if you want to throw 5. in Uncanny X-Men #1s as well, then yes, please. There's been I'll go as far as like 8 or 10. I think I'd be willing to say there have been 8 or 10, but it's always a fun jump-in point. I'll be honest. X-Men fans are X-Men fans, and it is a little difficult to jump into things. But if you are not traditionally an X-Men fan, it's always worth it to grab a first issue of the core title. It's, teen angst and science fiction. That's what X-Men has always been. I love that.
That cover is awesome.
That's, you always get me with a cool wraparound like that. Daniel's not enough X-Men #1s for this X-Fan. I don't want to go too far.
That art's gorgeous.
It. The art is gorgeous.
Oh, that's good.
Here's some cool, as I say, this is what X-Men is all about. Talking heads and then totally out there science fiction concepts. And Hickman has really put an excellent universe together. This is, we're kind of in the middle of one of the great X-Men eras. So if you haven't been following all the different things that have been going on, jump into the new #1 and again, it might not change your mind, it might not change your life, but at least you'll understand why people like Daniel love the X-Men so much.
Do you want to see who the new writer and artist team are? Since it's a new
because I don't know how to say anybody's name, so I don't really. Jerry Dugan is the new writer. I think this is still part of Hickman's overall concept, but yeah, and Pepe Larraz. I love some Pepe Larraz. There's a cool, look at that.
I mean, come on.
Everybody loves cool robots, right? Fun stuff. So, like I say, if you're an X-Men fan, you already have 8 copies with all different covers. But if you're not an X-Men fan, it's a good time to check that out. Last Marvel thing to talk about is the first facsimile we've seen in a long time, maybe the last facsimile we're going to see for a long time. Love the facsimiles. Like the book I opened with, there's 50 reasons to love this book. Why am I showing it to you right now? Because Moon Knight is one of the next wave of Marvel Disney Plus shows, like She-Hulk and all those things. And I'm super excited about it because most people have no idea who Moon Knight is. Most people don't know anything about Moon Knight. If you are one of those people, you need to pick up this facsimile of Werewolf by Night number 32, the first appearance of the Moon Knight.
And they've got the old ads too, right? Like it's an exact
replica. Facsimiles are awesome because they give you the original ads.
X-ray specs.
Wouldn't have a letters page because it was the first issue, but yeah, it gives you that old, back when they sold guns and fishing rods and things to kids. So yeah, the original scripts, the original ads, which is always fun for you folks that aren't 100 years old like me. It's interesting to see the cool original panel format. There's so much about old comics, just right here what I'm showing you, that you don't ever see anymore, like narration boxes. Nobody does narration boxes anymore. Thought balloons. Nobody does thought balloons anymore. Last thing I'll say about this is Doug Mensch and Len Wein. Like I say about a lot of folks a lot of times, anything that says Doug Mensch, yes, I want that. Anything that says Len Wein, yes, I want that. And I want 2, one to read and one to squirrel away. So great week for my Marvel guys. To wrap up my whole thing, my DC pitch this week is for their animated stuff. Super stoked to see DC doing these. They canceled their all ages stuff a long time ago, and that made me kind of sad. For 2 reasons. 1, the great universes, and 2, that's kids' access to this stuff. So I'm really happy to see them bring back Batman Adventures. The adventures continue because everybody loves the animated series. So it's great for the old fans and it's great for new fans. Super fun for guys like us because they didn't have Court of Owls back during Batman the Animated Series. And now you got Talon and the Court of Owls in the animated universe, and that's awesome. Zatanna, everybody loves Zatanna. So like I say, great for the old school fans who love the show, and great for the younger readers, great for the kids in your life, all that kind of thing. And now they've given us Justice League Infinity. the Justice League version, which is equally awesome for all those same reasons. I loved Justice League Unlimited because little kids would come in and they'd be like, "Do you have anything with the Question?" I'm like, "How do you know what the Question is? Do you have anything with Calabac? How do you know who Calabac is?" "Oh, because he's in the cartoon." So new comics, new stories set in the animated universe, tons of fun. Great for the old school fans. Great for the young readers.
And they're edgier than the animated series.
Yeah,
they've taken it up a notch.
So it's like, say, somewhere in between the all ages and the
Yeah.
other kind of stuff. Back when they sold guns to kids, those were the days. That's true, Mass Panther. If you read those old comics, man, it's a little stunning the kind of things that they would advertise to children back then, like BB guns and things. So that's our stack for the week.
Yep.
And
what's on your top of the stack?
Yeah, let us know as we wrap it up what you're reading this week, what you're looking forward to reading. So the idea is we put the video up every Wednesday morning. You check out the video, you see what's new, you read the newsletter, you see what's out that week.
Yeah.
You go to the website, you book your in-store or you buy your stuff online, you pick up your books, you read them through the week, you tune in on Saturday, and we talk all about them. Because that's what we do here.
Speaking of all ages stuff, I put up a ton of all ages books on our online store. So some stuff is older that we just kind of got in again. Some Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, some Hulk, some Thor. So if you do a little search, if you got little ones at home that you like to get them to read and get them into comics, there's a ton of stuff. You just go to our online store and do all collections. There's an all ages collection up there now. So lots of good goodies.
Good fun. Putting them stuff on their website all the time.
For the kiddies.
Make sure you dig through there. And if you're semi-local, book one of those in-stores and come on in and look at the old books we've got. Look at all the stuff we have around here because lots of stuff here in the store that aren't on the website.
That's right.
Noctera
is one of the one you've been waiting for, Daniel. Yep.
Like I say, good image week this week too with Noctera and Geiger.
Yep, that's good.
Good fun.
Yep. You might like post-apocalyptic. You might like this too. Daniel, if you're doing Department of Truth and Batman, I think, if not Batman, Department of Truth, you should pick this one up too because it's the same guy. You would like it.
Good times. So that about wraps us up for this week. Thanks for watching. We'll be here same time, same bad channel. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.